Hi everyone, Lord Crew here, and welcome to my channel. So the topic for today is the death meta for weekend event week 120. So without further ado, let's proceed, guys. So as you can see, guys, currently we got now the top weekend rank. As you can see on the left sides, and the number one deck today is none other than the board wipe deck by Kujo Clutch. So he managed to get a 24 wins out of 25, and we're gonna discuss this his current deck. So as you can see, guys, board wipe deck is very famous since the early years of Gods Unchanged because of like the powerful apocalypse as a board wipe. Now, what's the difference between board wipe death and other board wipe death? So as you can notice, guys, on his deck, it's more on ramp and card draw power. And the only big creature he only has is the Demogorgon because usually the current board wipe that has like at least one Polyhemia or one and one of the other big creature like Hippocrias. And so as you can see here, this is like a another version by one of the board wipe deck by Grandmaster who managed to get 22 wins. So if we compare Clutch board wipe deck and Grandmaster, as you can notice here, uh, he has Neferus, he has End of Time, he has Hippocrates Monster, and Demogorgon and Jason. Like your basic. Usually, you're gonna ramp quickly and protect yourself using your draw card power and using Fanatic of Doom to unlock mana. Just like to make sure that you're able to reach 7 mana, and then that's the start how you gonna counter back now to your opponent as a board wipe deck. You can like start the on the 7th turn, you can start using Apocalypse or Demogorgon. Now, as you can see here, on Clutch build, he only has Apocalypse for board wipe and Demogorgon for a big creature and possibly relying on Jason more on late game big minion legendary cards as his finisher. But based on this one, I never tried it yet. And but I have like an experience in board wipe depth. I believe his goal is literally to ramp very quickly while drawing cards, waiting to control the board. And once it's seven, it reach seven casting cost, 7 mana. You will just now counter attack with Apocalypse and Demogorgon. And the good thing about this build, it's you every time you draw cards, automatically opponent draw cards, and there's like a combo like a Siren and Sulfuric. So the main purpose is so if you're an aggro, you fill your board with 6 creatures. He can do a Siren, then Sulfuric Rain. Technically, if all those creatures died, he will draw 6 cards. So technically, the more cards in his hand, the more you get obliterate some of those excess cards. And literally, this is like I believe like a ramp mill deck, and just like trying to rely on Jason Medea's legendary creature at the late game. And as you can see, he has only 2 AoE that destroy. It's Apocalypse. Not like the other typical by Grandmaster, he has uh he has End of Time, so technically 3. And he has like a Neferu for deals 3 damage, board control. So there's the I understand why he removed this one because this is like sometimes like a dead card, especially if you're already low life and if your opponent playing big cards, right? Because the current meta now it's as you can notice is dominated by war. War with Guild Enforcer, which has like literally bigger health, and Neferus is not enough to kill those ones. So I understand he dropped this one. And as you can see, he's only Grandmasters only has like Fanatic as a ramp, but on Clutch, he has Fanatic of Kun and Rune as a ramp mechanic, so to unlock mana. Uh, same creature for card draw, Burrowing Scarab, and V-Rock with Win Up Roller. So every time I cast this one, I draw a card and opponent. So technically, every time you draw, your opponent draw, and you try to ramp and draw card, mill your opponent at the same time, and then if he overcommit on the board, he do a do a apocalypse or demogorgon to stall the game. So that's the meta for that. So he managed 24-25. I think this is he managed to win against a lot of war control using this kind of build. And another thing, so I mentioned already Grandmaster. Grandmaster, I think he managed to get 22 wins out of 25. He's not part of the top 10, as you can see. He's a 17. So on this weekend rank, they're like dominated by 23 wins out of 25, as you can see here. And two who managed to get death into top 10, and one trying to mention is Fox. So if you click Fox, he will go to meatball spaghetti. So he's the same. Fox and meatball spaghetti are same. And as you can see, this is a zoo death. This is not a zoo zombie death, but zoo death. Literally casting low minion and using untold grid just like to do more card power, because the if you're gonna play zoo, like typically you need a card draw power, because at the very early you're gonna spend all your low cast minion and then you're gonna run off cards. So this is like a good card for him. I think this is his draw card mechanic here, as you can see. Untold Greed. And he used some expensive card like Chicken. So if I cast Chicken on the first turn, there will be an egg, a 0-2, that afterlife summon a 2-2 creature. I can use Untold Greed to destroy that. So I can to summon the 2-2 by Afterlife and draw 2 cards. So I can use this one also using Undead Roach. As long as I'm Frenzy and this died, Afterlife it go back to my hand. So this is like his draw card mechanics. And as you can see, this one, to if I have a zombie, I can like literally get two more random anims. Those anims are either 2-3 or 3-2 or 3-3. So that's what I remember those anim creatures. Necrosceptor for unlimited zombie. Crimson Oni. This is, and as you can see, he's ramping up, but with a big side effect, like deals 5 damage to your guard, decaying. So this typically are literally his anti-guild enforcer. And because guild enforcer has total of 6 lives, so this two creature can literally destroy. And as you can see, he has a ray of disintegration. Technically, this is his utility card to kill those big creature like pangolin, guild enforcer, and anything that is unkillable by. Because one thing I noticed, the main reason why zombie death is not became popular because of guild enforcer. Imagine, yes, I summon a lot of 1/1, and then my opponent has a a 3/4 creature with +2 armor, and we all know armor literally changed the game. I cannot like use the my zombie, and that's the main reason why zombie death is not that popular. So I like the idea here that so imagine I managed to get this one on turn 5. I will either summon back my uh, either the chicken or the undead roach here, and guys, or the netherborn. So this is like a little bit expensive. This is okay. Imagine 5 turn you can cast an 8/8. So he's ramping up for low cast with side effect of getting late. And this is like so for beginners you can like play around with this one. Change with some cards like Anubian, Skeleton Heavy, Wild Hog here, and anything. So you can like literally almost build all this one. And technically this is not expensive, even though he has like a this is not that expensive, guys. The only expensive guys are expected chicken. I think this is $100, like 140. Pyramid already 300. This one is go the value is lower, probably around $20, below $20 now. But the rest of guys here, demonic, I think it's a little bit expensive also. And as you can see, there are lots of combination of Genesis, especially those big one like this Oni and Crimson Oni and this demonic one. These are like Genesis cards. This one are new Divine Order cards, so they are currently cheaper now. So yep, so that's the current meta for now. Fun deck Zoo Zombie, but because of the Guild Enforcer meta, it literally becoming weaker. But who knows if they will gonna nerf Guild Enforcer? So typically lower rank you can try this Zoo Death. but not the board wipe. Board wipe is literally for mythic game. This is, I don't say this is like a perfect deck because he managed to get 24-25. There's like a pros and cons on using this deck. I played this deck, and if you really has a bad draw, you're bad draw. But the good thing about this one, he has only four total of seven casting costs. The rest are one. So there's, I understand that this build is aggressive on drawing cards quickly. Means that there's no bad draw. You just like play and draw card until you manage to ramp up quickly, and not compare with the traditional board wipe where, as you can see, there are lots of 7 and 8 drops here, right? So I recommend for beginners, try the Zoodet variation, ramp up, and it's cheaper. And thank you so much. So if you have like question, kindly please leave a comment. And if you like the video, please sub and like for more geo content. Thank you and have a nice day, guys.